Smith throws the ball upfield, open in the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Oh, he wasn't down. He's going all the way. That's a touchdown.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Wilmington High School's Alumni Field, where today, live on WCTV, the Wilmington Wildcats play host to the Stoneham Spartans. My name's Chris Neville, welcoming back my color analyst, Jim Boyle, who's just back from 2 weeks in Florida, a couple of days ago. 30 degrees colder today than it was last week. What are you looking for in today's game, Jim?
Well, I expect with it being Stoneham, both teams are going to look to really establish the running game as much as they can. It's a little bit wet outside. Wilmington's done a really good job in running the football with their three big backs. Stoneham looks like they're going to basically try to do the same thing. Coach Almeida used to coach here in Wilmington as well. That's sort of a rivalry game for him as well as our kids. It's a great way to end this portion of the Freedom Division schedule where they're 3-1 with opportunity to go 4-1 versus the Freedom Division. Is a really good accomplishment for Coach Turner and the team. So I look for each team to try to establish the running game, throw in a few passes here and there, and then we'll get going here in the colder weather than expected in April.
Wildcats got off to a quick start last week, up to a 21-0 lead just before halftime. They held on for a 29-14 victory over Watertown. Last week, Stoneham had a hard time with Wakefield, finally pulling out a touchdown with a two-point conversion in the fourth quarter to lead them to a victory. Stoneham's 2-1 in the season. Wildcats at 3-1. We'll be back with the opening kick of today's game just after this. Welcome back to Wilmington High School's Alumni Field. Today's game between the Stoneham Spartans, the Wilmington Wildcats. We thank you for joining us today on Wilmington Community Television. And Chris Neville with Jim Boyle. We have camera crew today. Consists of Nick Toth, Zach Weinstein, Sean Tivnan is our director, Adam Dusenberry is our producer, the field camera's George Breslin, and again, Jim and I are here up in the stands. Steve Smolinski is the captain for Wilmington, who's out at midfield with the officials for the coin toss, and Chris Dragone, number 10 for the Spartans. Their running back, their key running back and co-captain is out at midfield. Pretty good crowd has arrived for the game here today, Jim.
Yes, it's as we've gone through this COVID season. I've done basketball where we had no fans in the stands, and we did some of the outdoor soccer and field hockey where we did have a limited amount of people. Now we have a good crowd on hand. Parents and their guests are allowed to see these players play, which has been great, especially for the seniors who actually do get to have their season this year, even though it's a little different having it here in the spring.
Well, we start the game. Wilmington will be receiving on the end of the field closest to the flagpole, going right to left.
So, Chris, let's look and see if they do try to establish the three-headed combo of Smolinski, Mizuraka, and Erickson to try to ground and pound this way and force Stoneham to play everybody up in the box.
Last week, Gavin Erickson grabbed the first play from scrimmage and ran 86 yards down the left sideline for a touchdown. That was the longest play of the game. But as the game progressed, Pedro Germano showed that he got a pretty good arm, some good receiving from his brother, John, along with, I think, Nate Rabinskas took in a couple of balls, and as did, let's see, I think Nehemiah Kamara might have grabbed one. So anyway, the offensive production did kind of graduate from a strict running game to some passing as well.
And I think that's, again, Coach Turner does rely. He adjusts as the game goes on to what's out there.
Josh Nardone steps into the ball. It's taken at the 7-yard line by Nate Rabinskas, who cuts up to the left of the 20-yard line. He's going to be brought down there by good pursuit from Stoneham. Tackling the play, Josh Nardone, along with a couple other Spartans. So Wilmington takes over first down and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Again, Chris, important things in high school football. You got to avoid penalties, and special teams play is extremely important. And Rabinskas decided to go east-west instead of north-south and probably lost himself a couple yards, but that's just what happens here in high school football.
So Pedro comes in at quarterback number 1. Got Mizuraka directly behind him with Smolinski and Erickson, the two wingbacks. Handoff is given to Smolinski, who finds running room on the left side, down the sideline to the 40, to the 50, 40, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line by Dragone.
Just like last week, as you said, opening on that, coming to the left, to the opposite back in the wing tee, and you'll see Wilmington try to do that a lot.
Almost a carbon copy from last week.
Except for number 40 for Stoneham, did have a small angle on Steven and did knock him out. But this is a really good opening play, good opening set. Great blocking by the offensive line and a good read to get around the corner by Smolinski.
It's like about a 52-yard game for Smolinski. He's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 24-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Mizuraka. Finds some good running room right up the middle. Fights for extra yardage inside the 20 down to the 18, 17-yard line. So good gain.
And a nice play to counter that first run that they came outside. Now he tries to jam it up inside with a big running back, Mizuraka, and it actually did work because a good first down pickup of about 7 yards, 6 or 7 yards. Especially what you want to do, stay ahead of the chains, especially if you're going to try to run the football. Wilmington really dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
And off to Smolinski, finds running room again on the right side. He's going to be close to the first down, and looks like he's probably going to be, he might have it. It's going to be very close.
4 yards. Let's see where they spot this.
Good blocking on the right side of the offensive line by Tyler Roberts.
So exactly where you want to be, Chris. 3rd and short. Opportunity on 2 down territory here for the Wildcats. Try to punch the ball and get an early lead here.
Jack Malloy over there at the right tackle position for the Wildcats. So it's going to be 3rd and inches. See if Pedro's big enough to kind of vault through the middle. Showed a great scrambling ability last week. Definitely 4 down territory for the Wildcats here.
Well,
and there's going to be a procedure penalty. Oh, timeout. Coach turned to call a timeout on the field.
Must not like what he saw, how that play was developing, or they were running down on time. You can never tell here because we do not have the 30-second or 35-second countdown. So it's important. Coach Turner wants to make sure they make the right play here early in the game, get off to a good start, put a little bit of pressure on Stoneham. Like I said, I would imagine this is going to be a back-and-forth game. We'll see who can establish the line of scrimmage and who can run the ball much better. It's really great to get that opening run away for Smolinski, and they've really done a great job because they've run the ball 3 times and they've gained 60 yards on 3 plays. So it'll be very important here to run the right play. He's with the understanding that he's got 2 down territory here as well. So we look forward to seeing. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets Mizurek up the middle once again here.
Say last week, as I mentioned, Stoneham did come out with a 15-14 win over Wakefield at Wakefield High School. Wakefield dominated that game, much of the game earlier in the game, and then Stoneham made a second half comeback and was able to go for a 2-point conversion late in the game, which gave them the victory, brought them to 2-1 in the season.
And Stoneham also had a big win over Watertown, if I recall correctly, in their second game of the season.
Yeah, they won 42-0 over Watertown. So we'll see if it goes to be a defensive struggle today or offensive. Mizurek directly behind Germano in the backfield. Hands off. A delay. I think he may have made it. We'll find out. But actually, they're going to set the ball back. So for no gain.
It'll be 4th down. That play just took a little bit too long to develop. It was a little bit of slow, again, handoff between the quarterback and the running back. So Mizurek was not able to get up a big head of steam going into the line, therefore being stopped. Again, I wouldn't be surprised they run the same play here.
Big 3rd down stop by Stoneham. We'll see if the Wildcats can punch it across for a 1st down. Same backfield for the Wildcats. Smolinski, Mizurek, quarterback sneak by Germano. It's going to be close. It seems like as the sideline officials get closer to the ball, they give it to it, and they did hold him.
So not, again, like I said, good first 3 plays of the quarter for the Wildcats. The last 2 plays where they had to get the 1 yard, they tried to pound it up the middle. They sort of struggled a little bit there. And it's one thing with having Pedro is not a big quarterback. So it's like you had mentioned earlier, Chris, it's going to be tough to use him to jam that ball for the 1st down. So let's see if the defense can respond here.
4-man front for the Wildcats. Luke Murphy, defensive end. Jake Chirichola, number 79. Clerico, the defensive captain, number 35. And do we hear a whistle? Guess not. Big hole up the middle. And the Stoneham ball carrier Dragona is going to run for a touchdown. No flags on the play, and he's in for an 80-yard touchdown run. 70, yes. Actually, a 85-yard touchdown run.
And he was almost untouched. I did hear in my headset a whistle. I don't know what that was. Not that the Wilmington players stopped to play. They went right off of left tackle and easily, almost untouched through the line for an easy score, which is sort of an interesting game changer because the Cats had an opportunity with a 3rd and inches and didn't convert, and first play from scrimmage, Stoneham scores.
So tough break for the Wildcats. Again, I did think I heard a whistle as well, so we'll have to keep an ear out for that. Okay, the kick is good by Josh Nardone. Put Stoneham up early in today's game, 7-0.
So again, with all the momentum rolling the Wildcats' way in that first drive, then to get stopped on consecutive plays trying to jam the ball at the middle, which is, again, I have no problem going north-south there because usually you pick those yards up with your quarterback or your big fullback or running back. And then to turn around after they get the stop and Stoneham comes up with a simple, straight off left tackle play, and the running back goes all the way for almost untouched for 85 yards. It's really going to be difficult to to assess that until they look at the tape and they know what happened.
Yeah, once they got through the initial line, there was nobody touching them, I think, beyond the 20-yard line, 5 yards into the run. So once again, Smolinski and Rubinskis are back deep for the Wildcats, standing about their own 10-yard line. And Josh Nardone will be kicking off again for Stoneham after retrieving the extra point from the end zone.
So in high school, you use your ball. Each team will have a game ball that they're going to use, and because Stoneham's kicking, they want to kick with their ball. So that was the delay. The ball was kicked deep into the track, and somebody had to go return it so they could kick off. So that's why the delay. So each team's going to have a specific ball that they're going to use. See what's...
Ball is a line drive. It comes to Smolinski at the 10-yard line, cuts left to the 20, out to the 25, and he fights for yardage out to the 28-yard line where he's taken down.
So they'll get much better starting position here, and we have a player down for Stoneham, number 21.
Jack Murray, Nick Baker's the one who's down. Jack Murray, number 24, was in on the tackle.
And so the trainer out to check on him. Again, Smolinski caught that ball on the fly, was moving forward. Did see a spot about a little bit to his left, and that was a really nice about 15, 16-yard return from where he caught the ball about the 15-yard line. So actually my math is wrong there. It's probably more like it might be 15. So the Stone player is up and ready to go, and Wilmington will go back on offense. Again, don't want to deviate from what was successful, which was see if they run that play going the other way with Smolinski and or Erickson.
And off again for short yardage to Smolinski over left tackle out to the 28-yard line.
So I want to
Am
check.
I hearing a whistle still?
There is another whistle. I don't know what. You know what? It might be the
PA?
not the PA. It might be the band. I don't know. But that's the whistle. That's the official's whistle.
So we got 2nd and 10. So that was for no gain to Smolinski.
So again, if we look defensively, if we can see the shot, I don't know if we have the shot here. You can see everyone's up in the box. They're actually almost have 10 men in the box, actually 9 in the box. So they're really coming up to stop the run. Sorry,
yeah.
Chris.
Same play again. Smolinski stopped for a loss of a yard.
So if when we get this lineup, we get this next shot here, if we look from the our angle that we're at, look where how Stoneham, how Coach Almeida is playing this, because he understands that Wilmington is going to try to force the run. So he'll probably drop 2 or 3 back here because it's 3rd and long, expecting maybe some type of a pass play. But again, if we look at the setup here, and I'm going to watch my monitor as they come out and give it to Chris, and I'll give you the update after that.
3rd and 11. Only one man in the backfield with Germano. He fades back, throws downfield. It's thrown incomplete. Receiver on the far side was open.
So Stoneham backed off and played man-to-man, full pressure. They man-to-man up on the man, so they would be able to stunt the receiver to come out, and that ball was thrown a bit short by Germano. 4th and long, it'll be a punt situation. Intended
for Erickson. The field could still be a little damp out there, so it could be a little slippery footing. So Smolinski comes in punt formation. He'll be standing at his own 15-yard line. Pat McNamara, co-cap. Actually, Pat McNamara is only a junior. Smolinski kicks the ball away. It's a line drive. It's caught by McNamara at the 45-yard line. He's brought down right away. Looks like a face mask penalty against Wilmington on the tackle, which will give Stoneham 15 yards back in the Wilmington direction.
Let's see if they... Nope, it's called on them. I was wrong.
Personal foul against the Spartans, face masking.
I think they're going the wrong way here. Yeah, that's the personal foul. The face mask was on Pedro Germano coming down, and the 15-yards will push Stoneham into the Wilmington side onto the Wilmington side of the field. It's important here for our defense to step up, get ready to go, make some stops.
Okay, once again, a tight backfield for Stoneham. Nutting handoff up the middle. Number 21 dances free. Nick Baker down the side. It's a 27, another touchdown. 2 touches of the ball and 2 touchdowns for the Spartans. That was Robert Kilty on the run. Danced through, bounced around off the right tackle, found some running room, and this is a dubious start for the Wildcats on defense today.
Extremely dubious, and that play was just a little counter play off the wing tee coming on the left guy. They countered him through the tackle hole, and we had about 3 missed tackles there for the Wildcats. So we're going to have to tighten up the tackling and come back from the deficit.
Kick is good, so 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Stoneham jumps out to a quick 14-0 lead.
So two plays by Stoneham score touchdowns. The Cats have a drive stalled inside their 30 on 2 4th and inches, a 3rd and inch and a 4th and inch stops by Stoneham's defense. And then Wildcats go 3 and out on their next possession. So it's going to be important now to bear down. There's still a lot of time to play here in this ball game. 6:50 to play here first quarter. But again, they got to try to establish some kind of running game on their offensive side with the understanding what Stoneham's doing defensively. And I'm sure up here in the booth, the coaches are speaking to Coach Turner's ear as to what adjustments and changes they might need to make.
Just a very out of character start for the Wildcats this year. They've first half of every ball game so far this year, they've had a very good defense, shutting out Burlington. They shut out Wakefield, only allowing a safety. They held Melrose scoreless until late in the first quarter, the first half in their 3rd game, and then they only allow 1 touchdown in the first half last week against Watertown. So the potential is there, but right now their heads don't seem to be completely into the game.
Yeah, they had been the first 2 games of the season. The defense had led the charge more so than the offense. So let's see, there'll be some adjustments made.
Once again, Nardone steps into the ball. A good end-over-end kick to Rabinskis, and it's going to roll out of bounds, which will be a penalty against Stoneham. Ball should come out to the 30, 35-yard line.
A little bit of extracurricular there on that kick over on about the 22-yard line. Going to try to settle down the players.
Kick by Nardone runs out of bounds. Brings the Wildcats up to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
What are they doing?
Yeah. Well, the ball did roll out of bounds before the end line, but it's been set down at the 20, and right now nobody's complaining about it. So
we'll go with it from there, Chris. That's all we can do.
Yep. Single setback. Germano hands off up the middle, and good defensive push by the Spartans knocks the running back Mizuraka down in the backfield.
And there they brought the 2 linebackers.
Smolinski.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Chris. There they brought their 2 linebackers hard, right up the middle, and that stunted that play. So the Cats are going to have to change up their offense a little bit. And like I said, Stoneham is putting almost 8, 9, almost 10 in the box. If there's a receiver out here, 34 and 12 are actually going out with the receivers.
So loss of 2 yards on the play.
Stoneham dominating line of scrimmage.
4 receivers split out wide. Germano rolls to the right, fakes the pass, lets the ball go downfield. Man is open. Germano, he overthrows him on the sideline. Incomplete.
So the Cats struggling on offense, struggling to find their way. Again, the first opening run indicative of you thought you'd be able to go through a porous Stoneham defense, but they've stiffened up here in the last last 6 or 7 plays. This is important here to pick up some yards. Try to keep your defense off the field, but it's a long way to go.
Germano in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, looks downfield, lets the ball go deep. Man is open, and it's caught.
Erickson.
Gavin Erickson down the sideline into the middle and in for a touchdown.
So, really nice play there. Germano made a great pass, and Erickson ran underneath it for the touchdown. Wilmington changing up again, forcing Stoneham, since they're playing everyone in the box, forcing them to play some defense. And again, their secondary did not come up and meet the task. And Cats with a quick score, which is just what the doctor ordered.
Erickson, he was caught right in stride. Nice pass, nice touch. And in less than the first 6 minutes of the game, we've already got 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that was a really nice play by Gavin Erickson, number 11 there. He caught the ball over his shoulder, stayed in stride, and just used his speed to outrun the defensive player for Stoneham.
Smolinski in for the extra point. The hold by John Germano. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So it cuts the gap to 14-7. You know, you mentioned Gavin Erickson running away from the play there. He did the same thing last week on his first touchdown. He just left everybody in the dust, showing some good downfield speed.
Yeah, this is important. And again, like I said, with Coach Turner, is always looking to be innovative during the game, and the running game is ineffective other than the first play by Smolinski, and so they've changed it up a little bit. Trust his quarterback to make that throw, and he did, and Pedro did a great job.
The official put the ball down at the 40 of Stoneham.
Oh. It's springtime for officials too
I
now.
know.
We'll let them slide.
So see if the Wildcats can mount a defensive stop here against the Spartans.
Yeah, but actually Spartans have run a grand total of 2 plays and have scored 2 touchdowns. So it'd be nice to try to establish something here and stop them. But you are correct. They're really running the tight wing tee with the offensively.
Smolinski squib kick directly into the hands of number 11, Pat McNamara, who runs forward up to the 45-yard line, where he's brought down by a host of tacklers.
Looks like they were trying to catch them a little bit off guard. And that's the second time McNamara's made a really good catch on either a punt or a kickoff to help to advance it to a good distance. So now here we go on defense. See if we can make the stop, at least make a tackle. The first play, the guy was untouched. The first touchdown,
Got a timeout on the field.
and then that second touchdown they scored, there was about 3 or 4 missed tackles going down the field. So it'll be interesting to see, how they set up the defense. And they do, again, it looks like Stoneham's packing it up and just going to try to jam it down your throat, which is what Wilmington also tries to do. And the Stoneham defense made a little bit I don't know if he made an adjustment or his philosophy coming into the game was to pack the box as much as he could. Bites in the butt a little bit with a long touchdown pass. But for Wilmington, it might make sense to bring everybody up and force this guy to throw the ball if you have to.
Just a reminder, next week is Wilmington Town Election Day. If you're watching from Wilmington, we will not be covering next Friday's game live. They'll be on a tape delay because a lot of the equipment and the staff are going to be preparing for the election results at the town hall. So we'll be here covering it, but it will not be shown until the week after. Okay, so Jason Nutting takes his 3rd snap of the day, runs right up the middle, quarterback sneak, which they ran several of last week, and on every single one they made about 4 or 5 yards. It's just student body middle and push it right through the middle.
Yeah, utilizing the big bodies up front that he has. But again, it's a good stop for Wilmington. First and a 3-yard gain. But again, the adjustment Wilmington's going to make here is they're going to have a 9 up in the box almost, because they're not even spreading anybody out wide here. They're just packing it in. They got a tight end and then 3 backs.
That was pretty consistent last week against Wakefield as well. So
actually 2 tight ends.
Double tight end. Pitch to Dragon. Tries to find running room up the middle. Gets about 6 or 7 yards. 6 yards. Going to be shy by about a yard.
Yep, again, there it's going to be important for Wilmington, the defensive players, to maintain their positions, to understand where they're supposed to be, maintain the gaps, because he just cut back. So somebody might have over-pursued, and he opened a gap. That kid made a nice play turning it back against the grain to pick up those yards. And my guess, this will be 2-down territory for Stoneham.
And pitch back to Dragone again, has first down yardage, still going strong across the 40-yard line, still running. And he's down to the 36-yard line. Big pickup.
Cats are really having trouble tackling this afternoon early. Again, just a matter. That's a real simple play. They're just pitching that ball. They get the ball to him. He hits the off tackle, and then uses his athletic ability to avoid tackling and pick up yards.
It looks like Dragone, Nazarian, and Kilty takes the handoff, sweeps to the left, finds running room again down to the 30, inside the 30-yard line to the 28. Another big gain for the Spartans on first down.
Again, that defensive end here for us, I'm not sure who it was, either over pursued or got blocked away from the play, and Stoneham running back cut that ball up. So the Cats have 9 men technically up to stop the run, so they're playing in reality 9 on. If you count the 3 backs, there's only about 7 heads that can block, unless a back comes out and blocks. So I'm going to watch this play, see how they're running that.
Luke Murphy is at the defensive left end for the Wildcats. Hand off to Dragone again. He's down to the 25-yard line. Pretty good pursuit by the Wildcats on that one. It's going to be close to a first down.
And they're going to move the chains. Yeah, that play was just a matter of they take the big guys up front. When they need to pound it, they pound it. So Stoneham's done a really good job now in this drive, other than the first 2 drives where they scored on both plays. They've done a really good job in running their offense and trusting their offensive line to move Wilmington's defensive line off the ball. So again, it's just a matter of if you're the Wildcat defense, you need to maintain do what you're supposed to do. Again, like Belichick said, do your job and let everyone make tackles.
Dragone Kilty takes the handoff again, and he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Good play there. Jake Chiricello in on the tackle, number 79.
First time that Jake has penetrated and made a tackle behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage for this in this quarter. So that's a good sign for the Cats. He came all the way from the right end to make that tackle, which going the opposite way. Very nice defensive play.
McNamara comes back into the game, replacing Kilty. Once again, McNamara, Nazarian, Dragone right behind Jason Nutting at the quarterback position. Dragone takes the pitch, cross left tackle, a lot of room over there for him. He's knocked down just shy of the 15-yard line, knocked down in bounds.
That actually almost acts like a pass, that quick pitch, to get that ball out. He gets the running back out in space, and the Cats don't ever want to be over there. Again, you got to maintain your edge on that side, both sides, and that's one of the areas I think that they're having trouble with on those plays. Is the 2 defensive ends are having trouble maintaining and getting the edge and cutting them back inside. That's something they'll work on if they get a chance to at halftime.
3rd and 1 for Stoneham. Quarterback keeper is going to be close, maybe just a little bit shy of the first down.
It'll be 4th down. This is a big play here for the Cats defense.
Carrying the play by Robert Kilty. No gain brings up Spartans 4th and 1.
And here I wouldn't be shocked if just they snap and he takes behind the center. They run that play. Cats defensive line with a big major challenge here as we end the first quarter.
30 seconds to go. Big hole by Dragone. He's inside the 15, still churning his legs, stopped at about the 13.
See, it's Dragone, a big running back. He's really getting a lot of good hard yards as they ground and pound that ball inside as we come towards the end of the first quarter, excuse me. Yeah, he's 5'11", 190, so he's a big boy. And they're really utilizing that strength that he's size and strength.
Okay, we're at the end of the first quarter. Stoneham shows a 14-7 lead as we prepare to change ends of the field. They're on a drive, and we'll be back with the second quarter action right after this message.
Dedicated to helping families.
Have you ever seen Tewksbury's band?
Yes, I have. I'm going to reiterate what I just said. These guys
Best band in the land. You're right. You ever see? All I got
Actually,
is
Wakefield's a good band. These guys spend a lot of time. Yeah, these guys.
Okay, so we're getting ready for second quarter action here at Wilmington High School. Thanks for joining us on WCTV, on YouTube TV, on Comcast and Verizon, and I think there's a live feed going up to the space shuttle or the whatever's floating around up there about
The
30
space
miles.
station?
Yeah, the space station.
So if you are watching us live somewhere in the world, you want to tweet us out or text, not text, but send out a tweet or some kind of note so we can recognize, we won't be able to do it today, but recognize who we're reaching and how many people are actually watching and enjoying these live broadcasts that we put on for Wildcat Sports.
Okay, so first and 10, Stoneham starts out Wilmington 12-yard line. Once again, Kilty, Nazarian, and Dragone are in the backfield. Handoff is to Dragone, again around the tackle position, taken down at the 9-yard line. Shane Robertson in the tackle.
Again, that was a nice play there. They kept him from turning the corner. He picked up about 3 yards. They got to maintain their edge and try to force that inside so that the linebacker like Roberts can make the tackle there. So it's going to be important for those two defensive ends on both sides to try to contain him. They seem to love to run him side to side.
John Ryan, number 43, is the linebacker, outside right linebacker. Lined up on the line of scrimmage. And Luke Murphy is on the opposite side. Same three running backs. Hand off to Kilty this time. Finds running room, and he's down to about the 5-yard line, 6-yard line. So they held him.
Very effective, though, the offense that they're running. It looks like their fullback there, Nazarian, has not touched the ball as much. Kilty and Dragone have really been workhorses for him as they go side by side trying to get off tackle and get that outside edge.
Last week, Pat McNamara played the role mostly of the fullback in the middle there. So we'll see what Coach Almeida has cooked up. Third and about 5. Man is in motion, quarterback keeper, and he's going to be close to a first down, close to the goal line. He's brought down, but it looks like it's going to be a first down inside the 2-yard line.
Yep, they've switched it over, and first and goal.
Running on the keeper.
Again, a little play. Just again, it's a matter of your two linebackers. The linebackers have to fill gaps there, and it's some of the misdirection. That was like say a misdirection on his own. He spun around. It's going to be important for the Cats to make this adjustment going forward, because Stoneham is having no problem moving through the defense of the Wildcats right now.
Just good ball movement. James Scally comes in now, number 9 at the tight end position. Kilty is lined up right behind him. Looks like they might just push it right in. Pitch to Dragone, and he's going to be stopped just shy of the goal line. Looks like down at the 1-yard line, so a good stop by the Wildcats on that one.
Really nice play. Everybody plugged their gaps, and he did not get the edge, and he had to turn it up, and there was somebody there to defend. Going to be 2 more stops, actually 3 more stops, and see what the Cats can do on defense.
Nutting comes in with the play from the sideline. Second and goal. Less than 2 yards out. Just over 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Running hands off up the middle. Big hole to Nazarian, who scampers in for the touchdown untouched.
There you go. You don't see him the whole half, and they get him a nice open lane there. And Wilmington went for the ball fake on the ball going left to right, and they hand it off to the tight end to the fullback. He takes it untouched into the end zone.
Once again, Nardone in for the extra point. Snap down. Ball is up and good. So 8:55 to go in the first half. Stoneham jumps back out to a 14-point lead, 21-7. The Wildcat coaching staff is going to have to try to find out what they can do to stop all of this misdirection and activity in the backfield for the Spartans.
Yeah, and I think that's just what Coach Almeida wants to do. He knows he comes in with his game plan. He's got 2 tight ends and the 3 backs in the wing T, and that's what he's going to do. So that's the key here. Is defensively they're going to have to understand what they're trying to do, and offensively they're going to have to just continue to do what they've done really well in that last drive and get the ball, get those big plays. The big plays are going to really help. So it'll be important. It'll be important going forward. They're only down by 2 scores. You got 8 minutes to play, almost 9 minutes to play here in the first half. Just continue to run your offense and work it. And if he's going to give you that pass play, make sure Pedro Germano takes advantage of some of the open receivers. Defensively, though, right now they have no answer for that. Chris, you're absolutely right. They have no answer for what Stoneham's throwing at them.
First time anybody scored 21 points and a half against the Wildcats this year. And again, we're still early in the game. So Nardone, another squib kick down the middle. Looks like it bounces off into the right side, picked up by Mizaraka, who comes up and basically stopped right at the 30-yard line before he's pushed back by a bunch of tacklers.
But they'll start with relatively good field position here, just outside, just at about the 30-yard line. The kick almost was effective because it went through the legs of the first Wilmington up back, and Mizaraka made a really nice play to pick that up and not allow it to go any further deep into their zone.
As I'm watching the first 16 minutes of the game, you know, Bob Almeida's been a coach here in Wilmington for years, teacher here. You almost wonder if he's just playing with you. He's always thinking outside the box. Hand off to Erickson around right end. He gets hung up and stomped by several tacklers.
That'll be a late hit too there.
Flag on the play.
My guess is their McNamara is going to call for the late hit as the Wilmington running back got hit late.
Paul Mankey, number 42 for Stoneham, was in on this stop.
Face mask. Okay, I was almost close. So that'll give Wilmington a big 15-yard play. This is what Stoneham's trying to do there. With again, when we watch Chris with the wide angle and what defense they're playing, if we do not split anybody out, they're just putting 9 men up and they get the two safeties back just in case.
Like personal foul against Stoneham.
It's like maybe an unintentional face mask, only a 5-yard penalty.
Yep. So instead of
it's still first down.
Instead of a loss, it's a gain.
33-yard.
Hand off, first man through. Mizaraka stopped, maybe a gain of a yard. Stopped at the 34-yard line.
Back on the carry, good for 1 yard. Brings the Wildcats.
Again, and that defensive line doesn't look big. As I look out, 54 there. Salfazio manning the middle. But Wilmington's still having trouble moving off. He's 5'9", 245, so he's a pretty big boy. And they've really done a good job controlling the line of scrimmage and stymieing this Wilmington running game. Now you'll see Wilmington spread it out a little bit. And there'll be a quick timeout for Almeida. He sees that, so Wilmington's going to go more of a traditional offensive set there and more players that could be able to catch a pass.
As mentioned earlier, next weekend is town election day for the town of Wilmington. Go to your local precincts, and the following week will be the Wilmington town meeting that's going to be held this year at the Shriners Auditorium. Starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we hope that you take time to, if not be there in person, at least watch it on WCTV so you'll be aware of what's going on in your community.
And then get out and vote.
If you have not bought this week's Town Crier, a nice write-up by the sports staff, Jamie Pote, especially talking about the best, or the best of the best of Wilmington's men's basketball team over the years, highlighted, I think, going back almost 50 years of the Fairfields back in the early 60s, and really interesting to read some of the history. A lot of the names are familiar over the years. Some kids that have gone on to be great college stars as well. So if you get a chance, it's probably worth looking at.
Yeah, Jamie's doing a good job because they did do the soccer. He's going to do all the sports here in Wilmington, do the all-time teams as we get through the COVID era. Hopefully come out strong beginning of next fall when we start football again. But the high school's done a really good job getting these games played. And then the WCTV has done a good job getting them broadcast as well.
4 receivers out for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 6. Germano back to pass on a wideout. Nice catch by his brother. John picks it up at the 45-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, very good job adjusting by Coach Turner there, and he spread them out, and then Stoneham had to make a change in their defense. So it looks like they might have something here. Once we get them set up and spread out, you'll be able to run the football with it looks like I'll have 2 backs as well, but that was a really good play. Second really nice pass by Germano. Not bad hitting his brother. I would imagine they've run that play in the backyard many times as
John
well.
Splits out wide to the left. Erickson on the right. John Ryan comes out in the slot. Hand off to Mizuraka on the cutback. Finds open running room. Good for a 1st down inside the 45-yard line.
Really good misdirection counter play there by the Cats. Really good play call. They got everybody moving left or right, and then they brought the ball to the left. So Coach Turner changing up the offense a little bit here, adjusting to what he sees defensively, which is good. It's nice to see in-game adjustments, not even having to wait to halftime.
Once again, John is out to the far right. Marcello Mizuraka goes out on the left wide receiver position. Little adjustment there. Hand off to Smolinski. Finds open running room in the middle. Grinds it out for about 4 yards. Looks like a fumble in the play, but it's recovered.
Looked like Mizuraka picked that one up. Again, fighting for the next yard. The ball comes loose.
So the gain on the play of a couple. 2nd and 8.
Again, they're moving the football, which is what you want to see. Again, down by 14, it's important to move the football, score points. You're not going to get them all back at once. And I like the adjustment the coach has made here as well.
6.5 minutes to go in the 1st half. Smolinski alone in the backfield. Keeps it. Sprints out to the left, and he picks up good running room, and he's going to be close to the 1st down. He stepped out at the 35-yard line, so it's going to be a little short.
It was a really good football play by Pedro Germano there to get outside, get the edge. He beat it with his speed. He beat the defensive end and got around the edge. So 3rd down and 2 here, 2 down territory. I would almost imagine here for the Cats.
Probably 4 down territory, I would think. Just over 6 minutes to go in the 1st.
Yeah, especially
half.
the way that Stoneham's been moving the football. You really got to continue to put points up to stay with them.
Once again, Germano's in shotgun position. The only running back is Smolinski. Hands off to Smolinski, who cuts back, and he's going to have the 1st down.
Really good run by Steven Smolinski there. He got to the edge and cut it right when he saw the hole, hit the hole really quickly and got the 1st down. So a really nice play calling here for the Cats, and the offense is starting to execute much better than they had, the preceding first 2 drives.
You mentioned Coach Turner's changed it up a little bit, spread the field, and that causes the defense to spread out and give some open running room.
Stoneham's not really committed to spreading out either. I mean, there's this. If you get some speed here, you have man-to-man here with this brother wide open. Excellent, excellent. If he catches that, it's a touchdown.
Touchdown, John Germano. What a nice play. 21 yards, wide open in the corner of the end zone.
And Stoneham is not committing to covering. They were giving them man-to-man coverage, and they saw that play, and Germano was wide open. Again, Germano to Germano for the score. Cats cut the score down. Can cut it to 7. Great play, great call. Like I said, Stoneham's committing to trying to stuff the run, and Wilmington has really made the adjustment early here in the second quarter.
So Smolinski in to attempt the extra point. John Germano holding. Snap, ball down, kick is up, and it is good. 5:33 to go in the first half, and Wilmington has cut the gap to 21-14.
Chris, that was a really, really good drive for the Cats after they gave up the score to go down by 2 touchdowns. They made the adjustments, alternating running with passing, finding the open receiver, and now I think it's going to come down to Stoneham's going to make a decision to how they want to commit defensively here, because the Cats have now scored on two consecutive times with using the pass play. Pedro Germano really ran the offense really well at that for those about 12 plays. They got good runs from Smolinski, and like I said, that was all Pedro Germano there leading the team down for the score. Excellent set of offensive plays.
If anybody can figure out the X's and O's of changing a defense on the fly, Coach Almeida certainly is one. But as we've already seen in the first half, Coach Turner is very capable of making a change from a predominantly running game to a passing game and spreading it wide open. So we're still early. 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
It's an offensive explosion here at Alumni Stadium.
Still got a pretty good crowd here at Alumni Field today.
Yeah, it seems
parents,
to be.
everybody's, I think, limited to just 2 family members to come and watch the game.
I don't know if the sun's coming out, but it has brightened up and the rain has stopped. So
Kilty and Dragon back deep for Stoneham. It's just a little squibber up in the air, and it's caught. James Landers, number 25, I think, took it in, and it's going to be first down for Stoneham at their own 43-yard line.
Interesting idea there. Try to pooch the ball up in the air and have your that would have been who's 25 Mizuraka try to run under and catch that, but good heads-up play by the Stoneham defender. All he has to do is technically fair catch that and catch it and get down on the knee, which is what he did. But again, Coach Turner trying to change things up a little bit. Down only by a touchdown. He's going to have to count on his defense, which has not been able to stop Stoneham up until this point.
Kind of fun to watch the chess match so far.
Correct.
Once again, a very tight backfield for the Spartans. Nutting pitches back to Kilty, finds a little bit of running room over the right tackle. Stop for gain of about 3.5, 4 yards. Out to the 47-yard line.
So again, that play has been the most effective play that Stoneham has run almost all game. Pitched either the Kilty or who's the kid, Dragon, right? The other number 10. And they've been very successful with that quick pitch. Guy gets the guy to the edge, and then he makes a decision whether he's going to take it around the end or cut it up off the tackle. That time they decided to cut up off the tackle and cut 4 yards. First down. On first down, excuse me.
So Nutting brings the Spartans out. And in motion is Kilty. He keeps the ball, and he's grabbed for a very short gain and pulled back.
I think that was
Good defensive stop for the Wildcats on that one.
I tend to think that looked like more of a broken play than a call for him to do that. He turned to hand that off to somebody, and either somebody wasn't there or decided it wasn't a good idea to hand that ball off.
John Rind on the bottom of the pile there, and on the tackle for the Wildcats. 3rd and about just shy of 5 yards.
So here's a big 3rd down play for the Cats defense. If you can stop them here, hold them to nothing or a little bit of loss, they might punt the ball away with 4 minutes to play in the quarter. But the way Stoneham's been running the football, I can almost see this as being 2 down territory.
And after Dragon cuts back, and he's going to be stopped shy right at the 50-yard line. Whistle's finally blown. You know, his forward progress was stopped several seconds before the whistle blew.
Yeah, it's been a little bit chippy, Chris, here between Stoneham and Wilmington. And I would imagine he'll go for this now because he's got that 2-yard pickup there allows him to go for it. But again, here's a big play with just coming up on 3 minutes to go in the half. Cats could use a stop here and try to get a score.
Stoneham will receive the second half kickoff. So, yep, whatever the Wildcats can do to put a stop to this drive would be to their benefit.
And again, they'll jam up the box here.
Fourth and 2. Kilty in motion. Somebody should go with him.
Somebody jumped. Looks like the Wilmington Luke Murphy might have jumped there. And they'll give him 5.
Offsides on the Wildcats.
So it's going to give Stoneham a first down, the 34-yard line, 44-yard line.
The irony there, Chris, was that they ran a different set than they were basically normally running. They moved the single back and they put somebody in motion like they're going to go to the right side. They might have specifically run that play to try to draw Wilmington off sides. Oh, here's the sun too now.
Nutting pitches back to Dragone, who stopped for a very short game, maybe a yard. Luke Murphy in on the tackle.
So the good news
Like
here
Roberts.
is, I'm sorry. Go, Chris. I'm sorry. The good news here is they've now stopped that play 2 times in a row. That play was really giving them fits. So the linebacker's doing a really good job there.
Kilty in motion, back to pass. Man is, looks like there's a flag in the backfield. Holding against the Spartans. We'll see what Coach Turner decides to do. Good
Push.
coverage by the Wildcats.
As the cheerleading corps should say, push them back, send them back, way back if I was coach here. Make the field even longer. Especially with a little bit of time left here in the half as well. So again, not a bad defensive set here for the Cats. I don't want to jinx them and have a big play here, but they've done a really good job this series of downs in understanding where they're supposed to be, and also the linebackers have done a really good job filling gaps and not allowing that little counter play that they've done on the opposite side with Nardone to work.
So it's going to be second down, about 21 yards to go from their own 45 now. Kilty in motion, handoff to Nazarian, who's grabbed right away. Nice play by Clerico. I'm sorry,
Shane Roberts.
Shane Roberts.
Shane Roberts
linebacker moved in there.
He has done a really good job here this drive. That's about a 3rd or 4th big tackle he's made, and he's filling that gap really well, Chris.
For about a yard, brings the Spartans third and long, the 45-yard line.
Jack Rooney and Andy O'Brien come out third down and long for the Spartans, so the Wildcats put in some of their more athletic players in the defensive backfield. Hand off to Dragone, and it's a nice tackle. Open field tackle on the far side by Roberts again. Chased him down, and it's going to bring up 4th down and long for Stoneham.
And the Cats just called a timeout, which is a good play. They're going to try to get one more set of offense here. So, again, there's the Shane Roberts, linebacker for Wildcats. Made about 4 tackles on that drive alone, Chris. So really stepping up the game, which is what they're going to need to do. I mean, they've now seen what offense the Stoneham's going to run, and they've made some adjustments. The kids have made the kids have a really good understanding of what's coming at them now. And again, that's a really good stop for the Cats, especially with Stoneham getting the ball to begin the half. So we're going to punt here, and then a couple plays, see if Wilmington can try to convert with a minute to play.
First time the Wildcats have been able to stop Stoneham, I believe, the first half.
And that's, like I said, it's not going to be a game of adjustments, especially on the offensive end for Wilmington. I would really like to see them as they come out here, not in this in the last minute, they're going to try to move the ball by pass. But I'd really like to see them come out in the second half and try to establish the running game, so that you can force Stoneham to stay within what defense they were playing, and then open up that passing game. And that's obvious. It's been very successful for the Cats in the first half.
Pedro Germano is the only one back deep for the Wildcats, and they've got all the studs on the front on the defense here, maybe going for a block. And they almost got him.
They're going to throw a flag on it.
Ball comes back to the 30-yard line where it's down by Stoneham, but I think that's going to be roughing the kicker against the Wildcats. They just barely missed it.
So the issue with that is should be an automatic first down. I'm not sure. No? Only 15?
So we'll find out if it's going to be enough for. It won't be enough for
No,
a
it won't
first
be enough to
down,
punt again.
So.
Looks like roughing the kicker against the Wildcats.
Question is it going to be a 5-yard penalty or a
And a timeout is called by Stoneham.
15-yarder?
And now a decision making. If you're if you're Coach Almeida, my guess is they get the 15 yards, they're going to go for it on fourth down. So it's just a matter of how many yards it is, whether it's in 5. So they're going to call like running into the kicker.
Just a reminder that we're always looking for help covering some of the events, not only the athletic calendar, but also the concert calendar.
Looks like we're redo of the fourth down, 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats.
If you're interested in helping out the crew, contact the executive director at Wilmington Community Television at Brian Malyar, 978-657-4066. So it's going to be fourth and about 14 of 15. Germano goes back deep again. Dragone is into kick.
Important that it's
High
caught.
snap. Gets the ball away. This one here is going to be blown dead at about the 14-yard line.
And it'll be Wilmington ball. So about 42 seconds left. That was again, good punt.
Wildcats will start out.
It was imperative there almost that Germano catches that before giving up yards. Now you're sort of like got your back against the wall. You don't want to make a mistake here and give Stoneham the ball back after you've played a really good set of defense in that sequence. But again, you got to go for, you got to try to score if you can.
Just one timeout left for the Wildcats here in the first half.
So that last play, just to reiterate, was running into the kicker, so it was a 5-yard penalty, not roughing the kicker, so it was not a 15-yard penalty. That's why they marked off 5 yards, and they repunt it. So Stoneham didn't have to make a tough decision.
Erickson splits wide to the right, Germano wide to the left. Rind is out in the left slot. And another receiver in there, Germano back to pass. Lets the ball go, it's intercepted. Big interception by Stoneham at the 30-yard line.
I guess, like I said, the only thing you didn't want to do in this situation that deep in your zone is turn the ball over, and the Cats decided it's not the opportune time to turn it over there. So, gonna come up to the defense. It looks like on the clock here at the stadium we have 36 seconds left, so we're not sure exactly what the field is on the
Langle
time.
made the interception for Stoneham at the 30-yard line. Good defensive play cut in front of the wide receiver for the Wildcats. So see if the Wildcats can step up and stop this. Again, Stoneham only has one timeout as well.
That play took a little too long to develop, I think, as well. Germano's down here not happy with his performance. He's right in front of me and here on the sidelines.
Back to
They're
pass.
gonna throw the football.
Nutting lets it go down.
wide
Man
open.
is wide open and a touchdown for Dragone. Wilmington had 5 DBs back there, and I think one of them forgot to cover number 10.
Somebody didn't get him coming out of the backfield, and an easy touchdown pass. Nice throw, clean catch. The worst outcome the Cats could have experienced after that punt was it just happened.
Critical error. Yeah.
Absolutely the worst thing. Turn the ball over, give him a quick touchdown. So Stoneham's going to go into the halftime with a 2-touchdown advantage and the ball.
Kick is up and good by Nardone. So About a half a minute left to go in the first half, and unless we have fireworks on the kickoff return.
Yeah, and I would expect to see like a pooch kick anyway by Stoneham. And Stoneham's quick strike offense strikes quickly again.
Third time today, one play and out.
Correct. And it's like I said, the worst thing that could have happened to the Wildcats just happened to the Wildcats here at the end of the half. They made a great defensive stop, got the ball over on the punt, and then we're down to their 14, and the worst, they could turn the ball over and quick touchdown. Not the way you want it to end the half, but that's the way you're going to have to do it. So they're going to have to regroup here at halftime to have a chance to still with a half to play, Chris. There's still opportunity to play. They're only down 2 scores, and they proved they can move the football. So, just got to eliminate the mistakes.
Okay, Steve Smolinski is the deep back for the Wildcats. I think Germano or Rabinskis, I can't tell the number here, standing at the 22-yard line. And Nardone is ready to step into the ball. Squib kick down the middle.
Pick it up.
Taken by Smolinski. He's out to the 20, stumbles, and he's down the 23-yard line. So that's probably going to wrap up the first half. We might get 1 or 2 plays in, and then I don't see them going for the.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he calls, Chris. I agree with you. You'd almost think that you'd want to limit the damage as much as you can.
Make sure you hold on to the ball and lick your wounds and come back and fight the second half.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, Coach Turner gets aggressive here. Wouldn't shock me one bit. And you can see they're going to play people way deep here as well. So they're going to. It's sort of like the old prevent defense, which could open up a running lane. So if you get somebody open up and moving through.
Reverse play stop for little to no gain. Erickson took the second handoff out to the 22, and I think we're just going to let the clock roll down here.
And good idea, though. You can't limit the chance of turning the ball over, trying to misdirection them a little bit. So that was a good idea to call that in the half.
So we've come to halftime today. Stoneham looking very efficient on offense. Out to a 28-14 lead. We'll be around for, I think, the halftime activity, and we'll be back for the second half of today's game shortly. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
I'm assuming we're going to start recording again.
Okay, so we're back getting ready for the halftime show today. Wilmington High School marching band marching out to midfield for their halftime performance.
There's no harm in recording,
We
right?
hope you sit back and enjoy them. And we'll be back after that for the second half of today's game. Okay, we're back from our halftime festivities. Wilmington High School's alumni field. Stoneham holding a 28-14 lead after the first half today. Jim, some very quick scores. Three different series of downs. Stoneham scored on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, tough first half defensively for the Cats, especially the first two series of play, and then a tough way to end the half. They had a little bit of momentum going defensively with a stop, and then they turned the ball over and gave it a quick score. It'll be important here for the defense to establish what they did at the end of the half before they scored the touchdown, where the linebackers are really doing a good job stuffing the play. So it's really important this first defensive series to get off to a good quick start and stop them so we can get back in the ball game.
Dragone and Kilty will be back deep around the 10-yard line for Stoneham. Steve Smolinski's ready to kick the ball off to them. Steps into it. It's another squib kick, very short. Fair catch called by number 24, Jack Murray, for Stoneham. And that's where Stoneham will take over at the 35-yard line.
Second time they tried that, Chris. That kick, that little squib pop-up kick, and the second time the Stoneham player is very well coached, who calls the fair catch and takes the ball to 35.
I get the sense the coach is a little bit afraid. We had one kick run back last week for a touchdown, and there were also a couple of other pretty good returns last week, so we're still dealing with the kick return team. So Stoneham comes out at their own 35, 1st and 10 as we start second half activity. Pitch to Dragone. Once again, he finds some pretty good running room. He's still going. Man, Wildcats can't bring him down, and he continues to run. He gained about 10 yards of that on his own. He was stopped at the 40-yard line and just kept his feet churning.
Yeah, again, I hate to nitpick on that play, but whoever made the initial stop instead of making the tackle was trying to strip the ball away down here at about the 43-yard line. You are absolutely correct, Chris. He made 10 extra yards after that initial hit was made. And that's something the Cats just have to stop. Make the tackles. Don't worry about the ball for now.
Ball is out to midfield. Stoneham 1st and 10. Dragone scored that touchdown late in the first half, and he picks up right where he left off. On a reverse play, pretty good defense there. Stopped Kilty. Like Roberts was in on the tackle, and I think Clerico stopped the forward progress after the initial handoff.
That was a really good heads-up play by both defenders there for the Cats. Stayed where they were supposed to be. Didn't get fooled by that misdirection, and then they made a big stop. Shane Roberts really playing big for them the last couple, like I said, the last couple series of plays. Important second down action here.
Pitch to Dragone. Still churning. Picks up about another 4 yards out to the 45-yard line of the Wildcats.
Jones carry good for about 4 yards. Brings up
Third and 5. So a big stop for the Wildcats if they can do it here, keeping Stoneham out by midfield.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they run that little counter play again. He's done a really good job. Dragone has after either the initial hit or crossing the line of scrimmage and picking up extra yards. Cats haven't had a way to stop that play.
Chiricello and Rind are over there on the right defensive front for the Wildcats. Same play again. Dragone cuts back. He's going to be stopped shy of the first down, 2 yards shy.
I would think without hesitating, Coach Almeida is going to go for this.
Clerico and Rind in over there in the tackle.
So, Chris, a big opportunity here for the Wildcats early here in the third quarter, second half, to make a statement stop defensively.
See, big number 44 in the game, tight end Grant Albrecht, one of the co-captains. He snuck out for a big gain last week against Wakefield. He's at the right side of the offensive line here. Pitch back to Dragone again. This time they Well, they had him stopped. Whether or not the ball is marked, he's got a first down, I guess.
Down.
Yeah, he got just enough for first down inside the 40-yard line. Looked like the Wildcats had good penetration on that far end there, and he was just able to snake his way through.
Yeah, that's correct. They did a good job reading the play, executing everything except for the fact that the skill set of the running back got Stoneham that first down. He is really, really wreaking havoc on the Wilmington defense. Dragon is.
They've gone at least 3 plays in a row off that left tackle position now. See if they try to mix it up with something and come in the opposite direction. Nutting calls signals. Hand up right up the middle. Good defense. Stops Nazarian for a gain of about 2 yards.
Splinsky filled that gap really well. Made the tackle, wrapped him up and tackled him. Focused on making the tackle, not turning the ball over, and it is a good stop.
2nd and 9 for the Spartans. 8:33 to go in the third quarter.
And we do know from the end of the first half that the Spartans do have the ability to throw the ball if they want. Not that I expect to see that here.
In motion, quarterback keeper. And the defense did it well. If they can bring him down, once again, trouble tackling the ball carrier. The quarterback Nutting kept the ball on a spin around. Ended up gaining almost 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, the initial stop was made, and then again, the line pushes forward. We're in 2-down territory here. Stoneham's already shown that on the previous 3rd down. So he's plenty of options available. Again, big plays here for the Cat defense. Try to stop the momentum of Stoneham's offense and get the ball back with an opportunity to cut the lead.
See what Stoneham does here. Same running back trio that's been in there most of the game. Hand off keeper again. Actually, Dragon keeps it, and it looks like he's going to be close to the first down. Might be a yard short.
Yeah, it'll be 4th down. Cats again with an opportunity to make a big play defensively. But it's tough because Stoneham is committed to running the football and changing up the running plays that they're using here. This drive a little bit different. This set of downs different than the last set of downs as well, Chris. So I wouldn't be shocked with the ball up the middle to their Nazarian if they have anything played here.
Well, the quarterback sneak, which is what it looks like it was. That'll be enough for a first down to the 28-yard line. Nutting has shown good ball handling skills. I mean, there's a talent there, the misdirection, the different running backs coming through, and he has the ability to just kind of pull the ball back and keep it and sprint through the line. So, I mean, they're pretty well-oiled offense right now.
He's doing a very good job executing the offense the way he's supposed to execute the offense. His ball fakes, gets the ball, the pitches, they've been right on spot here all afternoon offensively.
Jake Chiricello comes off, and Jack Rooney stays in at the defensive line position. Back to pass, downfield, wide open. Dragon drops it off his fingertips, right down by the goal line. Coverage by Rabinskis on the play. John Tremano was back there too. So Cats catch a break there because Dragon was open.
That ball was spot on too, right off the hands. That's one ball that they have to make that play. Should get that play, score the touchdown. They'll have 2nd and 10. That pass was right there. This kid, like I said, this nutting quarterback kid, he's done a really good job. Sophomore for Stoneham running their offense, and now those 2 or 3 passes he has made have been really nice passes.
And off to Kilty around right tackle. Good running room down to the 22-yard line. Picks up about 5 on the play. 3rd and 5.
Again, they got the edge again. It's a matter of whoever the defensive end there is responsible there to try to force that play inside. And again, they got either he got, I can't tell because I don't replay. Either they sucked him in or he just over penetrated there. It's important for that defensive end to stop that. They've really executed well, Stoneham, on running those plays off the edge. And again, it's 3rd down and 5 or 6, so it's another important defensive set. 2 plays here for the Cats.
It should be a handoff off left tackle to Dragone, I would think, going by the history. In motion. Quarterback keeper. And it looks like he's going to be close to a 1st down. Once again, Nutting made a good call there. Didn't pitch it back, just kept the ball himself, spun around, and found good running room. It's going to be
4th down.
4th down and less than a yard.
And now, if this will be interesting to see, if you're Wilmington, do you stack everybody up in the box and try to stop that quarterback sneak?
Which they've shown so far they're not capable of doing. You know, even if they hold them to 2 yards, that's enough for a 1st down. So clock continues to tick here. 4:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. And let's see what Nutting does.
They're going to try to draw them off sides. That's interesting. They're going to sit back and call timeout. Interesting play call there.
Yeah.
As they brought Dragone in motion, and then the quarterback tried to draw Wilmington offside. Wilmington held their ground. And it wasn't like they're going to kick a field goal here or punt. So it's just more of a not have to execute the play and have Wilmington make the mistake. And this time Wilmington, the defensive players, they held their ground, did a good job.
Unlike in the 1st half.
Correct.
Where the Wildcats jumped on 4th down.
Yep, that is correct. But again, they've run this offense really. Stoneham's done a good job. Again, this is only their 4th game. Again, we are in the spring. Most teams at this point in the spring, 4 games, they'd have just been this, like they play 3 exhibition games, and then this would just almost be the opening day game for these teams with the limited amount of practice they had. Usually you have that 2 or 3 weeks in the summer, then you have 2 or 3 exhibition games or scrimmages, and then you're really starting to play your first game. So the Cats are almost like into their 1st or 2nd game if this would have been a normal year. So really impressed with the execution of Stoneham. Actually, and here the Cats have done a better job in limiting the big plays, and again here in the 2nd half. And now it's just an important step to see who can buckle up and make a stop here and try to turn this momentum around.
Just a reminder, Jim and I will be here next Friday night for the home game against Winchester. Again, we won't be covering that game live due to equipment and personnel issues, but we'll have that on a tape delay for you coming the following week. So Stoneham comes up to the line of scrimmage, and we'll see if the Wildcats can stop them here on 4th and 1.
Looks like the same formation as they started with. I'm joking.
Letting call signals, hand off right up the middle to Nazarian, and he's got his 1st down by about a yard. Stopped at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, Chris, the ability of all 3 of their running backs to produce in situations, in different types of situations, and the way that they use all 3 running backs has been very impressive here this afternoon. But it's important again here. This is another. They still have an opportunity to make a stop here and try to again turn momentum of it. This has been a great drive for Stoneham as we come under 4 minutes. So Stoneham has eaten up 7 minutes of the clock, 8 minutes of the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
Pitch back to Kilty, and he's going to be brought down for maybe a gain of a yard. Good defensive stop on the end.
Good. Then I know we don't have replay, but there the defensive end for the Cats forced the runner to go inside, not come around the edge, and there were players there to make the tackle.
Murphy forced the issue, and then
Correct.
Moretto and Mizaraka were able to finish off the tackle.
It was really good. It was a really good job there. He stayed in the edge. He forced the edge and he set the edge and got the running back to cut through the middle, cut through where there were defenders to make the tackle. And I'll call this the biggest play here of this series because this is where Stoneham has really executed, gotten 6 or 7 yards each time on these.
Double reverse to Dragone right up the middle, finds running room, going to be close to the 1st down, and once again that play has worked several times for Stoneham already today, and
Correct.
the Cats are having a real hard time stopping it.
So it'll be 3rd and short.
Short yardage in the red zone.
3rd and 1 on the
Can they get a first down here? They could almost run the whole quarter out as they just keep grounded, and they're grinding this out. They're grinding it out. Cats are doing the yeoman's job and trying to stop it, and they just both teams are grinding. Here's a good opportunity.
Bend but not break, but they're going to be getting a little bit tired on the defensive side. Pitch the Dragon, stumbles, still fighting forward, gets the first down to the 5-yard line.
So one more chance, I guess, here. No more 4-down chance for the Cats to step up and make a stop here on this drive. Again, Stoneham's just methodically just marching down the field here.
Looks like
Eating the
Dragon
clock.
might have got dinged up there in that run. Come up a little bit lame.
He hurt his hand, it looks like. So just old-fashioned football here. You know, the 3 yards in a pound, whatever, I can't even think. I've lost my train of thought there.
First and goal from the 5-yard line.
Just
Jack Murray in the middle of the line, the middle of the backfield, and
make the stop.
stopped short of the goal line, but by about a yard. Jack Murray was in there, number 24 for the Spartans, one of their co-captains.
Carry good for about 3 yards, brings up 2nd and goal on the 2-yard line.
And that play has been effective. And here again, if you're Wildcats, you just put everybody up on the line of scrimmage. If he beats you with a little dump pass, then you get beat with a little dump pass. But try to stop the run has been, again, virtually impossible all day. We had the one series where they did it. So again, another chance to step up as we almost run the end of the quarter here.
Inside a minute, 42 seconds left. Pitch to Dragon, and he runs into the end zone. I think that's his 3rd touchdown of the
Third
game.
one, yep.
Touchdown for Stoneham, brings him up to 34 with an extra point to be made.
And they just dominated that drive there, just running the football, They had one pass where Dragon was open, and he just dropped. It went off the tips of his fingers. Other than that, every play a running play, and majority of the time successful.
Kick is blocked. So finally, a ray of sunshine for the Wildcats.
On this overcast, cloudy day.
32 seconds remaining in the 3rd
So we have a half a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Spartans jump out to a 34-14 lead, and Wilmington will be receiving the kickoff.
Again, down 20 with a quarter to play, and the inability to stop the Stoneham grinded out offense. It's going to be imperative here for Wildcats to put a quick drive together, and then we can play the onside kick game, we can play the pooch kick game, we can do whatever we need, but it's just about to get the ball back in the hands of your offense as quickly as you can. So again, it's important here to get a good field position on the kickoff and then just run your offense.
I did watch the Stoneham Burlington game early in the season, and Burlington beat Stoneham, and this offense that we've seen today was non-existent on the football field that day for the Spartans. They've really come a long way, and they hammered Watertown. They took care of business against Wakefield last week, but their offense is really firing on all cylinders here this afternoon in Wilmington.
Yeah, and that could be, Chris, Burlington was their opening game after they had COVID-related issues going into the Melrose game. So that, who knows? With COVID, they could not have practiced for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's remarkable what we've gotten out of these kids under these circumstances.
Okay, it rolls out of bounds now. We'll see where we put the football down here on this drive, because I don't think the last one went into the end zone either, and they placed the ball down at the 20-yard line. So we'll see.
Should be the 35 if I've. Yep, that's where
they're putting it now.
So again, 31 seconds left here in the quarter. Plenty of time. I'm going to be the optimistic color man right now. Plenty of time for the Cats here. It'll be important to get a score. And
You
run
really
your
are
offense.
optimistic,
That's big,
Jim.
Hey, you got to be optimistic.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's been a tough third quarter so far is this will be the first time our offense touches the football.
Okay, Mizuraka splits out wide to the right. Erickson in the wing. Smolinski next to Germano. Takes the handoff. Comes up front, finds some good running room across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Gain of about 7 yards for Stephen. Maybe out to the 48. 8-yard gain. This will probably bring us to the end of the third quarter.
As we're running down, you're correct, Chris.
Quick moving third quarter. Stoneham kept it the whole game. See if we can get a snap off before the quarter ends. And he does.
They do.
Germano back to pass.
Oh,
and it's
caught.
It's caught.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't know who that was intended for. Is that Erickson was out there as
John
well.
Rind was the intended receiver.
I think that Erickson had put his hands up. Might have distracted Rind with in the flight of the ball. We got a player down at the end of the quarter.
Maybe a cramp. So
that's what we would hope for.
We've come to the quarter break again. 1 quarter to go here at Alumni Field. So it's 34-14. Stoneham is out to a pretty commanding lead right now. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this. So we're back, Alumni Field, fourth quarter. Nate Nazarian is back up on his feet. Looks like he might have had a cramp there that they worked out during the quarter break. So we're starting fourth quarter action here. Wildcats have the ball 3rd and 1 at their own 44-yard line.
So it's imperative, again, to keep running your offense. Grind it out. It'd be nice to get a quick score. A third quarter completely dominated by Stoneham. Of course, they had the ball for almost the whole quarter. 11 minutes and 30 seconds or so as they ran that grinded out drive ended up in the touchdown. So now let's see what happens. They had the good running play by Smolinski, and they had an open pass that was just either deflected or dropped. So let's get some score.
Germano and Mizuraka on the right. Handoff up the middle to Smolinski, and he is going to be close to a first down. Stop right at the 45-yard line, and the official is saying he's got it. I think that's a generous, quick decision, but we'll take it.
Always will take the quick one. So if we go back to the first drive of the game, the Cats had a 3rd and inches from about their 25-yard line, maybe even inside, and they did not get to convert the first down on 3rd or first down. They do convert here and keep going, playing quick as you can.
One man in the backfield. Back to pass. Germano finds his man Erickson, who drops it on the sideline about the 43-yard line.
Again, good play call. He looked open. Not sure if that was outside. That's all the way on the far side of the field for us. Again, continue to execute that play if you have to.
Good blocking for Pedro on that play. Michael Ings, the center. Andy O'Brien, Shane Roberts, the interior line of the offense.
Let's see what they come up with here on 2nd and long.
Sometimes the offensive line does not get the recognition they deserve because we can't see what's going on in the pile. Germano, quick pass out to Mizuraka on the right. Breaks free to the 50 to the 45-yard line. It's going to be close to a first down.
That'll be as close as you can get, I think. Let's see where he spots the ball.
Marcello was able to break the first tackle right about the line of scrimmage and was able to sprint the extra 10 yards. Looks like we're going to be just shy. Definitely 4-down territory here.
That play was all made by the athleticism of Mizuraka. Caught the ball, beat the tackler, picked up the good 10 yards. Gives Wilmington an opportunity to convert. Good play there by the junior running back.
So still in a big handoff to Smolinski, who finds good running room up the middle for a gain of 5 yards and a first down for Wildcats. And we're in a no-huddle offense right now.
That's good. A very good play call. Smolinski hit that hole hard. Things will start to open up a little bit.
Pedro fakes the handoff, looks downfield,
That'll
and
be a pass interference.
It was in.
Zaraka was open and he got bumped.
It was intended. Yeah, the ball might have been a little bit high, but we'll take a first down.
Any day of the week.
10-yard gain.
No, that was again running quick. Keep Stoneham on their heels. You know, convert. If they can convert quickly here, it'll be important because, you know, again, it is 20 points. It is 11 minutes of play, but nothing is impossible if you can score here quickly.
So once again, Ings and Erickson out split wide on the right. Mizuraka and Germano split wide on the left. Handoff to Mizuraka on the counter play, and he's taken down for a loss. Down at the 27-yard line, 26-yard line.
Yeah, they were ready for that. They again, their defensive line has done a really good job in anticipating and stopping that play.
Once again, a no-huddle offense. Pedro back, looks downfield.
Got him
intended, incomplete, intended for his brother downfield. Threw it a little too far. Good coverage on the play by Josh Nardone, defensive back for Stoneham.
Again, that play he was open, just missed him. And now again, you have two opportunities here to pick up the 12 yards for the Cats. So it's important. You don't have to pick it all up here at once because you do know this is 2-down territory. Let's see what play call they go with.
We got bunched receivers over here on the right. Mizuraka by himself on the left. Handoff to Smolinski. Tries to get some running room, but he's taken down for a loss of a yard, but there's a flag down.
It's going to be a spear. I don't know if they're spearing here in this game, but that'll be an interesting call here. It was called by the referee from behind. Yep, personal foul.
So Wildcats catch a break there. I didn't see it. Maybe we'll see it on replay when it's available.
As we analyze the film when we watch it second time, Chris, that's correct. That was a left flight came in late. It looked like it was more like a late hit with the back down. Smolinski was down and they got hit late. That's a big call for the Cats. You advance 15 yards without the clock running as well.
So the ball will be down at the 14-yard line where the Wildcats are inside the red zone and maybe in business here. John Germano split wide to the left. Erickson on the right flank. Goes in motion. Fake handoff. Good blocking. Pedro looks. Scrambles.
Oh, he got rocked too.
You know, he always manages to pick up a couple of yards, but it's exciting.
He got hit hard too there. That's a tough one on your quarterback. Looked like the play they couldn't get the receiver to develop open as they went short side there. Again, they're split way wide here. Now they're way split.
2-yard gain. Looks downfield. Pressure's on. He scrambles again. This time, I don't know if it's a fumble.
They're going to call intentional grounding there.
Yeah. So it's going to be an incomplete pass, but intentional grounding against Pedro, and it's going to set the ball back, a loss of down, and a 10-yard penalty.
Looks like intentional grounding against Wilmington.
So again, that was if you're going to throw it away, he had the two backs open, receivers were open in the short of the end zone. If he just throw that away that way, he got caught scrambling going to his left, and because they're right-handed quarterback, it's tougher to throw that ball as your body is moving left. He just tried to dump it off and get rid of it, and they called intentional grounding.
Only a 5-yard penalty, but still a loss of down.
So again, two shots here. 2 shots here, Chris, to get the 15 yards back.
Smolinski, the only setback. Pedro back to pass. Pressure's on.
Got him. Good catch.
Complete on the far side to Erickson.
Very good pass and catch there, both ways.
Knocked out of bounds at the 12.
Germano with a nice pass, and Erickson caught that ball. Had his hands out perfect to catch that ball. Didn't let the ball get to his body, got the hands out and made the reception. So again, Chris, here we go.
Looks like 4th and 7.
Big play for the Wildcats. 4th down, just outside the 10-yard line. And this will be probably the last gasp effort for the Wildcats. Try to get into the end zone before the game gets completely out of hand. 9.5 minutes to go in the game. 5 receivers split out wide. Blitz coming.
Picked
Picked up by Smolinski. Pedro scrambles. Man,
He got that first down. Oh, he fumbled.
he may have been down by contact. The ball is inside the 10-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see where that ball gets marked.
It's going to be
a
very
first.
close. Wow, that'll be fun to watch and replay as well.
That's
going to be
true.
enough for the first down.
Again, he made something out of nothing. That initially that play was Steven Smolinski did a great job picking up that blitz. We want to make that compliment. It got Pedro open. Smolinski's coming right.
He's inside the 5. He's just shy of the goal line. He's got a touchdown. Steve Smolinski on the 5-yard carry into the end zone. And the Wildcats live for another series of downs.
That is correct. And now you're down 14. Pending the extra point. Again, that's 2 straight plays there. The first play where Pedro Germano using his elusiveness to pick up the first down after Smolinski had picked up a really big blitz block. And then on that play, Smolinski using his athleticism and his power to score the touchdown. So with 9 minutes to play, that's what just what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats.
So Pedro, John Germano to hold. Smolinski ready. Ball down, kick is up, and it is squibs through over the upright. So with 9 minutes to go in the game, Stoneham holds a 34-21 lead. We'll see if that missed extra point in the 5th touchdown for the Spartans comes back to haunt them.
Good, and that was, again, good drive. That's what you needed. You benefit by 2 penalties that helped them. The personal foul and also there was a pass interference. They took advantage of that, and they were happy enough to score the touchdown for us. Now we'll see the onside kick. And if I was Smolinski here, my philosophy is just take the ball, find a guy who's up on the front line, and just kick it as hard right at him, and see if he can make a play. But it'll be interesting to see if they can execute here. Because with 9 minutes to play, if you give the ball back to them, the way they've run their offense, they could grind out the whole 9 minutes, and we could just see them run the ball to run the clock. So this will be an interesting call here. Like I would go right straight at the guy right in front of them, but they're going to try to kick it to the side and bounce it up overhead.
Hands guys coming up. It is a bouncing ball.
Oh,
Went out of bounds, so Stoneham will, I think they'll have the ball right at their own 48-yard line.
that play was really well executed, except the just not quick enough to get down and catch that because Stoneham never lets it. Stoneham knowing that Wilmington has to let the ball go past the 10-yard line before they get it, did not make a play on it, so they didn't want to make force the fact that it could bounce off of them. By doing that, it did roll 10 yards. I think it made it to 10 yards before it was knocked out of bounds. That's interesting. Not a bad idea. Now you need a turnover. You need a stop on downs or a turnover, so you got to just come right at them here and try to force either a turnover or a mistake offensively and to try to get the ball back. But again, a good opportunity for the defense.
So
Make that
officials
adjustment.
tack on another 5 yards to the kick out of bounds, so it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. Hand off to Kilty, scampers through the middle, finds good running room, taken down. Man, he just dove for another 3 or 4 yards after John Germano knocked him down. So a good run, 15-yard run by Kilty.
That was reminiscent of his touchdown run earlier in the game where he just broke a couple tackles and scored. So again, each series of downs here just runs clock. And Stoneham's very well coached in the fact that they are executing their offense and running the plays. It's not being quick.
Not any calling signals. Hand off, pitch back to Dragone, who fights forward for another 6 or 7 yards. Down to the 24-yard line.
No, I hate to say this, other than their effective, other than their one run play touchdown runs, that play has been their most effective play offensively. I mean, it's hard to say a guy runs 90 yards or 85 yards or 75 yards. That's not an effective play. But other than those 3 plays that were really big, quick hit plays, that run by Dragone has been very effective all night. And they continue to go back to it. They go back to the well and go back to the well all the time. Impressive offensive performance right now here by Stoneham.
Second and about 4. Double reverse to Kilty again, who scampers up the middle for a first down inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line.
Number 27, Kilty, carry good for a Spartan first down.
Initial handoff is to Dragone, who handed it to Kilty, who found that running room just pretty much right up through the center of the line off the right guard.
It'll be interesting after the game to hear what Coach Sterner has to say about the execution of the Stoneham offense versus their defense, because this is basically the same type of package that Wilmington is running offensively, that wing T type of thing offensively. We just have not been able to execute defensively to stop it.
Jake Chiricello went in to spell Dylan Clerico on the defensive line. He's fought hard the whole game, but it looked like that last play went right over him. Hand off to Kilty around the right end, steps back, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds down around the 10-yard line. Going to be close to another first down.
And again, they just keep running the sequences of plays where they're grinding it out and picking up yardage and picking up yardage. And again, that play, the defensive end got blocked and he got the edge. So he got around the edge and picked up the yardage instead of forcing him to cut up from up at like the hash mark. He got around the edge and picked up the extra yards.
Yeah, Luke Murphy made an effort to try to hem him in over there, but I don't know if maybe the offensive tackle might have had a little bit of the jersey, but he was able to scamper around. Second and I guess 2 at the 11-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Nazarian. Flag on the play. Nazarian's taken down at the 6-yard line.
My guess that's going to be a hold. Shane Roberts got held. Yep. Number 58 for Anthony. I think it was 58 for Stoneham, who got called for the holding. He pulled down Shane Roberts.
So a break for Wilmington with 6.5 minutes to go in the game, and that'll set Stoneham back with about 12 yards to go for a first down.
That brings Stoneham back to the 21-yard line.
So 2nd and 12 is much better than
12, Stoneham.
3rd and 2. Again, important. I hate to keep harping on the same thing. It's important now here. The defense has an opportunity to make a stop here. Make it if it becomes a 3rd and long, would be makes it much more manageable defensively, whereas Stoneham much more manageably offensively. If they're going to continue, they got 3 plays here to go 12 yards.
Hand off up the middle. Good running room for Dragone, who fights his way down close to the first down. Picks up almost 12.
Again, we don't have stats up here, but he is really chunking the yard. They've got to have over 300 yards of rushing. They're probably in the high 300s.
All
right, so they're inside the 10. Clerico comes back in, as does Jack Rooney. And the defensive backs come out, Ravinskas and Moretto. Give the Wildcats a little more punch along the defensive line. Try to hold Spartans out of the end zone. 5:37 to go. Clock continues to run. Just student body forward.
That's a clock eating technique right there. he has enough confidence in his offense that he's going to be able to punch this in 4 downs. He just runs the quarterback right up the middle.
Second and goal from the 6.
Like I said, the only answer, Wilmington had one answer defensively. That was at the end of the first half where they made a stop and forced a punt. It was still a 21-7 score at that point. No, it was 14-7. I don't remember, but they had to stop. My brain isn't working anymore. But we had to stop and then turn it over, and they scored to make it a 2-touchdown difference. So, that was the only answer they had. And all this half they've had no answers.
Keeps the ball, sprints out to the left, finds running room, throws the ball behind his intended receiver, Dragone. Had him wide open, but he threw behind him, so it's incomplete. Stops the clock. 4:30 to go in the game.
Good pursuit there by John Rind. He made a nice play to force the quarterback to have to throw that early. That play worked well. That was a well-executed play offensively if John Rind doesn't get there and make the tackle. So nice play by Rind, who is a junior, 43.
Thought Nutting might have continued to run that ball along the left end. He had plenty of running room. He just probably saw lots of receivers out there and figured he had to throw it. Cats are in trouble with bodies on the field here.
Yeah. They got everybody in.
Third from the 6-yard line. Pitch back, double reverse to Kilty again, who scampers into the end zone for another touchdown. I tell you, the ball handling in the backfield is very, very efficient, very hard to follow.
Yes, and they've done a great job, like I said, executing that. All 3 running backs and quarterback have done a good job executing. They haven't turned the ball over, and they're getting great blocking up front. It's just, like I said, Wilmington has not had an answer for any of these, for almost any of the offense at Stoneham today, and it's been tough. That's how you get to
another
40 points.
Inaccurate extra point kick. So the score stands at 40-21. So Wildcats behind the 8 ball here with just a little over 4 minutes to go in the game. They've been fighting hard. I mean, their offense has been steady, moving the ball downfield, but they just have not been able to stop the Stoneham offense on a regular basis.
Well, the key again is they've given up 40 points all year. They had only given up 37 points. So this is they've doubled the amount of points they've given up for the year just in today's game. So it's just a matter of, again, they just do not have an answer for what Stoneham defensively. It'd be nice to try to get another score here. Again, keep your offense rolling. Like I said, it's the spring season, so there's one more game. We play next Friday. It'll be their 6th game. Right now they're 3-1. If they do lose this game, they'll drop to 3-2. So it's important to they'll at least have at least guarantee themselves a 500 season. And the seniors getting the opportunity to play is also beneficial as well. So,
Nardone ready to step into the ball. Once again, Smolinski and Rabinskas deep back. Going to go down to Rabinskas. Lets the ball drop inside the 10, picks it up at the 7. Comes back upfield, but he's knocked down at the 17, 18-yard line. Good coverage on the play.
That was a really nice kick, too, and Rabinskas had to let that drop and then pick it up. We've had 2 kicks that have gone out of bounds. He was thinking maybe that would go out of bounds as well. So once he picked it up, he at least he made something out of that to get the ball out to the 18-yard line.
James Landers in on the stop on the kick return. So Wilmington takes over first down and 10 at their own 18-yard line. See if there's any magic in Pedro's legs and his arm. 4 receivers split out. Smolinski the lone back in the backfield. Pedro back to pass, looks downfield, pressures on. He's going to be caught by Mizuraka, knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Pass complete to Mizuraka, good for about 6 yards.
Pedro did a good job there. That was really a good play. He stayed with his play. He didn't scramble and roll out quick, and he found Mizuraka open. That was very well executed. Nice job by the quarterback. He's shown a lot here this afternoon as they've changed. They changed up a little bit because Stoneham was stopping their running game, and he's really stepped up when they needed him to step up. Give credit to the kid. He's done a good job.
Ryan and Erickson split wide on the right. He looks to the left. The flag is blown. Illegal procedure against the Wildcats is going to set him back another 5 yards.
start against the
So again, they haven't. The Cats haven't made a lot of mental mistakes. They only had that one turnover, and they only had I think no more than 3 or 4 penalties.
2nd and 7 on the 20.
Somebody forgot to take the tee off the field, I think, too. It looks like I on the 40-yard line. The things the color guy notices when it's a 40 to 20.
Okay, the camera's not facing that way. We don't have to worry about it. So just don't trip.
Hopefully
on
somebody doesn't trip over it.
Yeah. Okay, Erickson split wide to the right. Pedro back to pass. A quick pass out to Mizuraka. Finds running room up the right side. Enough for a first down. Knocked out of bounds at the 31.
Another very well executed play. He steps back, stays in the pocket, gets the time to throw from his offensive line. Mizuraka's open, catches, and makes good yards after catch.
Marcello showed some good speed coming around after that pass catch.
So again, it's a good, you can use this as a learning experience as well, because we are in the spring, and within the next 5-6 months we're going to be playing again. So it's almost like spring football they have at the college level, where you're really getting your offense implemented. And
Germano,
really
Ryan,
learning.
Mizuraka, all lined up
that.
here, and Marcello fought his way back to the line of scrimmage, knocked out of bounds. So I guess the good part of that play is the clock is stopped.
That looked like he was thinking about he was going to throw that.
It did look that way, but it was that would have been
2 forward passes. It just looked like he was going to throw it. Again, that's another play where it maybe just took a little bit too long to develop. And those are things these kids are going to learn as we go through this shortened season and go into next year.
You know, the coach is very confident and hopeful about the junior class this year coming back, and hoping for a very good season next year. So this is good precursor to what we have facing us. Downfield, incomplete for his brother John. Almost had it.
And that one they will discuss over the dinner table tonight. And he's going to say to Pedro's going to say to John, he said, "Dude, you got to catch that ball."
Yeah, John's going to say, "Pedro, can you put it down a little bit further?" Though?
Yeah, Pedro, that was actually John should have caught that. I'm going to go with you, Pedro. There, your brother should have caught that. Having grown up with 2 brothers, I know what it's like. So. It's nice to see the brothers connecting on a play here and there, and so it's good to have that.
Okay, 3rd and 11, 3:46 to go in the game. Gavin Erickson wide to the right. 3 receivers, Rind in the slot. Back to pass. Pedro looks downfield. Good protection, scrambles, and now it closes up on him. Going to be knocked for a loss of about a yard down at the 29-yard line, and the clock is going to continue to tick.
He'll most likely go for this here. That was again, you can see he's gonna touch the pun here. You can see the growing, the maturation of Pedro Germano as a quarterback there. He held himself in the pocket. That was a coverage sack, and he didn't run right away. He didn't panic quickly. He waited. He let everybody play out. He did a good job in maintaining his pocket presence, and when he had to, then he got sacked because the coverage was there. So again, good opportunities, things that you pick up that the coaches are going to look at as they look at film. How did we react when we were down? Who played hard? Who really came to force it?
Smolinski's going to run it, and he's got some running room down the sideline. He's knocked out of bounds before the first down marker, though. Shy of the first down at the 39. Picked up some pretty good yards, but Stoneham will take over on downs here at the Wilmington 39-yard line.
Interesting, I like that. You know what? You don't want to punt. You want to try to stay in the game, and a good call. Smolinski almost made that happen. Good defensive play there, though. The kid who came up and who knocked him out of bounds just short of the first down. So now we're just going to run clock here. Chris, it looks like any opportunity for the Wildcats to come back in this game is sort of dissipated.
Would we put it beyond Bob Almeida to maybe try to push the ball downfield a little bit, though?
I will not comment on that. Yeah.
Luke Murphy comes in after a good game on the defensive side.
So it's a good play call, a good idea, and now it's just a matter of running clock. Get 2:44 to play. Sorry.
So we'll see what the coach calls here. All the starters are still in for Stoneham. Actually, the backup quarterback, actually several backup players in there. Number 8, Matt Tran, who is, I think he's a freshman quarterback.
Brings up 4th and 6 for the Spartans on the 35.
Yeah, it looks like he's brought his reserves in to at least give them some game action. And again, it's spring football, and we have Wilmington's got like I think 11 seniors on their squad. All contributing in some way, shape, or form, and they're getting their opportunity to play their senior season here in the spring. So even the loss is troubling, and you're going to go home and say you get blown, you get beat pretty good. You'd still have the opportunity to play because you're probably not going to put the football pads on anytime after you graduate from high school. So
Tran hands off to number 25 Landers, who's taken down at the line of scrimmage
by Smolinski. Cats are going to play hard, you would hope. And again, it's not like Stoneham's trying to run the score up here. They're just trying to run out the clock and give their kids an opportunity to play. So, like I said, it's a recap here. Not a bad crowd here for at Alumni Stadium. Everyone's masked up.
Clock ticks down to a minute. A couple plays left in the game. Tran, again, the freshman quarterback, maybe the way of the future for the Spartans. Pitches back to the running back on the far side coming across.
And it's getting a little chippy, which you would expect. You don't need that.
I think Rind and Smolinski in on the tackle.
And now the clock will run. I don't know if that's it. That'll be it. There's no time left. We're down under 18 seconds. So that'll be it, Chris.
All right, it was a entertaining game, high scoring. 40-21 will be the final score of today's game at Alumni Field. The clock ticks down the last couple of seconds. I want to thank you again for joining us here in today's game. I want to give a quick shout out to our crew again down in the field. George Breslin on the field camera, up in the stands on the sideline, Nick Toth and Zach Weinstein. Sean Tibnan was our director today, Adam Dusenberry the producer. And for my co-host, Jim Boyle, I'm Chris Neville. Thanks for joining us. We'll be covering next week's game on tape, and we hope you have a good week. Take care.